Should Asperger's people feel positive about some of the increased abilities that the condition has given them? For me, for example, the one thing I've often thought about in my situation is that I am definitely grateful from the ability that I have definitely got above average memory compared to a lot of people that I know, that when people are trying to remember something, more often than not, if I've looked into the same thing or was there, if it's to do with a specific event, that I will probably remember it if anyone who is also trying to remember it is having a problem. And anything that they want to know about, if it's a subject that I've looked into, that because I do research a lot of things quite deeply, like when in terms of like movies and other bits and pieces. So if anyone wants to know anything in particular along certain movies or what have you, I more than likely know the answer, because when I look over information, for some reason my mind just absorbs it, and it seems to stick, which for me I think is quite a positive thing. Another thing I think is very positive from my point of view, at least from the Asperger's, is the fact that it seems to have given me incredibly sharp hearing. And while this can also be a negative context in a situation like I described in one of my earlier videos, like if you're around something like really loud drills and stuff like that, it can also be a positive as well, because it also means that it can be quite I'm not sure if it's everyone would call it a positive, but it can be quite useful if people are talking quietly and they don't think you're listening, and you can certainly hear very interesting things that you weren't meant to hear if you have got sharp hearing, which for me I think is definitely one of the things that is a positive that the Asperger's has enabled me to have. And I've always said that if I was given the option to not have the Asperger's, that I don't know if I would say yes to that, due to the fact that that would probably more than likely mean my memory and my hearing wouldn't be as good as they are with the Asperger's. And so I just wonder what everyone else thought. Do you think that just having Asperger's can be have a positive effect, and that you should look upon it as being a positive and use things to your advantage? And do you think that those, if you were given the option to not have Asperger's, would you be willing to give up any of those positive traits? As I said, in my opinion, from my standpoint, I don't think I would, because I've come across situations where the two that I think that I have, my memory and my hearing, have been a real useful thing to have, compared to not being able to have them at such a high level. Well, thanks for listening, and I will see you in the next video.